don't love you.
All right, at this time, we have the commissioner of the 2008 CBS Sports Fantasy Football League. None other than, we call him for short, the commish. Let us hear from him at this time.
Guys, thanks for coming. Give yourselves a hand. It's been a great draft today, and I think we had marked improvement upon last year. We looked at a couple of things we had on the table compared to last season. We were with ESPN last year, and we made a fundamental switch to switch our league over to CBS Sports. And we feel that this will give us a new platform and a opportunity to grow as a league. And we've had some sweeping changes. And the way scoring is actually done this year, the amount of teams we've got fielding this year, we'll also look at that. And there have been a lot of things that have been on the table as far as player movement. And we're trying to get the owners engaged a little more this season than they were on last season. There's some items that are on the table in reference to additional players that the league office will review. I would like to discuss immediately the draft that we had, and to kind of look at some trends that we saw in the first few rounds. There were, if I'm not mistaken, a total of 4 quarterbacks selected in the first round to accompany 7 running backs and then 1 wide receiver, being Randy Moss taken with the 10th spot by Ron Mott. As you well know, we picked up Randy Moss on last year, moving in the 4th or 5th round, and he was seen as a very questionable pick, being that he was coming out of Oakland and left there under some questionable circumstances. Right. So nonetheless, that second round followed with 5 running backs, 5 wide receivers, and 2 quarterbacks selected in the second round. The trend continued to be running back heavy in round 3 with 6 backs taken. Split up with 3 wide receivers and 3 quarterbacks in round 3. Round 4 was a tight end heavy round. 4 tight ends picked up in round 4, 1 running back, 1 quarterback, and 6 wideouts in that particular round. Round 5, we noticed 4 wide receivers, 5 running backs, 2 tight ends, and then the 1 quarterback being selected was Donovan McNabb in that 5th round to Stuart Curtin. Round 6, there was a different trend where our first picker and 2 defensive squads were selected. 1 quarterback that round, 2 tight ends, 2 running backs, and 4 wideouts. We stopped our scoring after round 7, which included 3 running backs, 1 tight end, 4 wideouts, 2 quarterbacks, and 1 defensive selection in round 7. The last few rounds have begun to tighten up for several of the owners, as they recall that the quality of players were becoming a little scarce, and it seemed that guys were drafting for backup positions in those 8, 9, 10 rounds, and then found a couple of rounds we're looking at closing out kickers and defensive teams. But we think that everyone feels they've had a strong draft to date, and that will bear out over the next few weeks with injuries. There should be some guys that will probably be released from some teams and then replaced with other teams. That always happens. We've got a good group of owners here, fielding 12 teams this time. We had 16 on last year. There was really no margin for error. But there seemed to be a little more forgiving this time, as guys were able to select certain players, and then you find in the later rounds that an Antoine Granolel is still available, in the double-digit rounds. So this goes to show you that owners have done their homework, and we're pretty pleased with the production and the group of guys we got this year. And I'll open up the floor if anyone has any questions for me.
Commish, first of all, thanks so much for taking time out to field questions for us. What is your misconduct policy for the league?
I'm sorry?
Misconduct policy.
In reference to?
Coaches and teams who conduct themselves in a manner that is not representative of what you're expecting for the teams in your league, sir.
The misconduct policy, are you looking as far as punishment towards said owners who are?
Just whatever your overall policy. What is it that you expect? How do you expect your teams to conduct themselves, coaches?
Well, it's the draft is being completed. A few weeks ago, we had a heated exchange, if you will, between a couple of teams, and drew a lot of attention to the league. Of course, we welcome healthy exchanges.
Yes.
We welcome healthy exchanges, and we believe that the exchanges were somewhat healthy. We were somewhat vibrant, and we're looking for guys. We got a good group of guys. We don't anticipate any misconduct. I'm not sure if you have anything you'd like to offer, as in that you've seen has been something that is out of line. But we believe that guys know the boundaries and are willing to play within those boundaries.